Hey, it's Carm Capriato. It is Aftermarket Weekly Live, and you know how much I look forward to doing this each and every week? I don't know if you know that, but I love hanging out with you, bringing you all the great things that we're doing here with all the different podcast venues. And of course, most importantly, having my guest host, Dwayne Myers, and our virtual shop tour from Jonathan Ortiz today in episode 53. Good to have you here. I am going to go back to this tie thing. I'm not quite sure this may be a cool thing to do because that's what Tom and I did 1 year ago. Yeah, it's a year old, Aftermarket Weekly, and I have to thank you and everyone who supports the show, including Dorman. We're coming to you from the Dorman OE Fix Studios. So much fun to have Dorman here, and we're on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And, you know, here's the cool thing about the show. We are so unique in so many ways. You know, we get into the nitty gritty. A guest host comes on and shares some of their great ideas and wisdom. And of course, we get out and we have seen so many great shows and do these shop tours. And, you know, frankly, there's some guys that are doing pictures and stuff like that. But we are the most unique, and so good to have you here. I want to welcome my friend Dwayne Myers from Dynamic Automotive out in Fredericksburg, Maryland. Hey, man.
Hey, doing, Carm. Thanks for having me.
I'm great. We are getting ready to celebrate a great anniversary, and of course, COVID interrupted that last year. Am I right?
It did. This is the third try at it, but it's going to happen this time.
The third try of which? What's the anniversary number?
25th. We're 26 now, but we're going to say 25 plus one, and the grand opening of the New Market building that we built. That's over a year old now already. Open for a year.
So much going on. What an incredible crew. 3 great partners. Thank you for being on the show as often as you have and brought your wisdom and hanging out when we get to events together. It's always so much fun to hang out with you, Jose and Lee. And a new store coming up in a couple of weeks. So glad. Maybe you can share some information later. Jonathan Ortiz is also going to be with us. He is not here yet, but Jonathan's got a great tour from us from Foreign Affairs in Palm Beach, Florida. And there's a picture. I mean, does that look like the Ritz-Carlton as you enter his place? I mean, isn't it amazing? Hey, Dwayne, how's business, my friend?
Business is excellent. We've been privileged to be very, very busy. It's been great. A lot of growth organically and soon through location.
Cool. Good for you. Good for you. Here's the agenda for today, everyone. We're going to Dwayne's going to talk about technician career pathing. We're going to, of course, do our shop tour. And I got this really cool trivia question. It is a cool trivia question. I just love this trivia question that's coming up. Hey, we have done so many virtual shop tours. And, you know, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, Pickering's. We've been all over the country. So if you've missed any of them, don't forget, everyone, on remarkableresults.biz website is every one of those on the Aftermarket Weekly page, but also, I know you know this, Aftermarket Weekly is a podcast. Hey, one of the things that I want to start doing is I want to pay homage to so many of the associations that I work with. And we're great friends with, of course, the people from TST, ASCCA in California, Milwaukee. I saw Mary Steele from ASA Florida this past weekend, IGONC, Auto Care, ASA, the coaching group, camp, AMI, and the Women in Auto Care. Great to have them, and thank you so much for all the things that we do together. It is time now. I would love to share with you a great Dorman product ID.
Replacing rear wheel bearings on some Toyota trucks can be extremely frustrating. The bearing housing often becomes damaged when the old bearing is pressed out or when the new bearing is pressed in. Not only that, but a shop press may or may not be available. To assist with jobs like this, Dorman has developed a 90-plus minute time-saving solution with their OE Fix pre-assembled axles. These bolt-on solutions eliminate the uncertainty of performing this basic repair with all of the major components such as the axle, bearing, backing plate, bolts, and seals already assembled and ready to install right out of the box. Want to learn more about Dorman's innovations? Well, visit dormanproducts.com/tour.
Coffee cup up to Dorman. Thank you, guys. In I think about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to be live at Dorman. We're going to do our Aftermarket Weekly from there. And hey, I think I've told you all that maybe every couple of weeks I'm doing a Carmcast now. And tomorrow is no exception. Tomorrow is one of the every other weeks we're going to do. And we're going to work with Craig Caudale from Fine Tuned Automotive out in Colorado. Kenny Wedow just built a beautiful new place. And when we toured it, I was so impressed with the level of processes and systems and the capabilities of lean. And Craig is going to bring a whole bunch of pictures and show you behind the scenes on how they do it. Also, this coming Friday, comebacks, prevention, reputation, and cost. Bruce Howes, Tom Lambert, Dan Groden are going to be with us. Thank you guys for pulling that thing off. Now, Dwayne, let's jump in this thing, and I know. You are so passionate. You have one hell of a team. I've gotten to know so many of your guys. We've done a lot of episodes together. We've done a great episode on apprenticing. I know how big you are with that. Let's get into this, what our role is in combating the tech shortage.
Sure. I think something that our apprenticeship program taught us was you can do you create a program. And ours is 3 years long, and it's so successful because there's structure to it, and there's a future and a path that we expanded that into more career paths, and we do it for everyone, not technicians, service advisors, leaders, shop foremans. We try to include everybody, and we feel that when you find out what people's goals are and where they want to head, and then help them work at them, it attracts talent. It improves the talent you have, and it allows you to grow.
Excellent. I love that. What can we and what should we be doing as an industry?
Well, one is, when you do your review process, we like to do roadmap reviews, which are goal oriented, and we try to find out, what's your 1, 3, and 5 year goals, and it can really surprise you. When you sit down with somebody and talk to them about what their goals are. And if they're new into the industry and new into being a technician, it may be certain ASCs they want to accomplish, become a state inspector, things like that. But you have a seasoned technician that might want to be a shop foreman or decide that, maybe I want to try sales or leadership. And I feel my job then is to take that and work with them, give them the training and the help and the experience to be able to accomplish those goals.
I would love to ask a question. How many of all the technicians that you have said to you, I want to go, I want to stop being a tech and I want to go on the counter or I want to be a location manager? Any idea of the percentage? Because it almost seems to us that if you're a tech, Dwayne, you're a tech.
Well, at one time, I think that was true. First off, out of the 4 current locations, 3 of them were technicians, and one of them started out as a cashier and
Wow.
worked her way up to leading a location. But I would bet I have about 7 people that have expressed the desire to run a location,
And they're technicians.
they're technicians, and they're at different points of their career. Some of them are telling me 10 years out. And they go, well, 10 years, that's a long ways. Well, first thing I tell people is anyone that talks about my company wanting to be with me for 10 years, that's gold. I mean, who wouldn't want to know that someone's thinking about them that long term? That to me is building a great culture, and retention is amazing at that point.
I'm fascinated by that. I think we're almost too tight, brain think. I mean, we're not thinking wide enough. And I think to your point, if you can have road mapping that's going on, career development stuff, goal posting with your people, then you're going to hear things you would have never known in the past. And man, talk about filling a bench.
You're filling a bench, and one of the worries of shop owners is, all right, I got this amazing tech, and he wants to run a store. Well, now you got to replace that tech. Now you go back to your apprenticeship program, and and you keep that pipeline. And one thing, and then Jose coined this years ago, train your replacement. And we tell people, you want to move up, you have to have someone in your spot. I mean, we're currently, Jose has taken over a role as a district manager. As we're getting bigger, we're going to need another level of leadership in there. And he's basically creating the position, and we have people that want to take over that role, and they're learning. And one of the things they have to do is find a replacement to lead that store before they can lead multiple stores.
You know,
So
I love that idea that Jose is trying. Actually, he's learning how that role in your company works, and then he'll design a job description around it, right?
mhm. I think it's wise, and we've learned this from watching other friends that have done it that are a little further ahead than us. And they hired a person and put them in the position and said, "Create it." We're
Yeah.
creating the position and then going to put the person in it. We feel that it's a more successful way of doing it, and we learned that from other people, which is great.
Cool. Jose Bueso, one of your partners, and with Lee Foreman. What's the big reason you're getting new hires? What are you doing?
Well, I tell you, a lot of it is the word's out on what we do. They know that we promote from within. They know about the training we do. As you mentioned earlier, we do technical training all over the country, of course, locally and all. But we also, once you say, I want to lead or I want to go into sales, now, when we go to Vision, I ask them, you spend one day in your future career and the other 3 or 4 in what you're doing today, and you slowly migrate that. You're learning skills that only benefit you. Yes, you're a lead technician, but if you learn some sales skills or you learn how to talk to people a little better, I know you can use that in other parts of the company that benefit everybody. So that, and they hear, people outside hear about it. They know, and people dream, and they know that if they're in a dead end job, I'd rather go with those guys because those guys are doing something and they're investing in me. And when you start talking about them instead of you, and make it about them, it really blows them away. And truthfully, by them being successful, we are successful.
Sure. Have you discovered that some of your guys and ladies work for you, and it's not always about the money?
It didn't. I've had more than one come to me, especially years ago, where we couldn't pay as much, but they came to us because they felt there was more of a future. And to have these benefits, of course, it costs money, but we've learned and got better to where our pay is definitely up there with everyone else. But we give a lot more than pay, and they know that. And after a certain level, it's more about them, and if they can get better at what they do as a person, as an individual, and as a technician or a leader, they're interested and they feel it's a good path for their future.
Yeah. I can't help but think of a single location shop owner, Dwayne, who's listening to this and says, yeah, okay, he's got all kinds of opportunities. They're growing. They're creating a district manager. How do I do it? I'm a single shop. I've got, 4 bays. How do I recruit, retain, and pay well?
Well, it's not hard to genuinely be interested in other people. Dale Carnegie, human relation thing right there. Show interest in them. That's one thing Jose and Lee did with me. As many of you know, I started out as a technician. They showed interest in me, and I told them I wanted to do more than just turn wrenches, and they encouraged me. Jose showed me things. When we get done turning wrenches, he would show me other parts of the business, and there came a point where we actually swapped seats. He was writing service, I was teching. He actually went out for a week, paid me 40 hours to sit at that counter and eat humble pie. And any technician that sits up there eats a little humble pie from all the words they had said, because then he flipped the script on me, and he did it to me. And I learned some lessons there. But, he took that initiative to actually pay me to sit up there. And yes, it cost the company some money, but it really pushed me along and where I was heading. He got me from saying words to doing actions.
I wrote down, be creative. Okay, single store, looking for a tech, trying to recruit. If your culture is right, and stop me if I'm wrong at any one of these points, your culture is right, people want to come and work there. Many times, your own technicians bring the referrals that you need to grow a great business. Invest in your peoples, invest in their training, and let them be totally involved in the culture. And I don't think you have to have huge career paths. You just have to have a great place to work.
True. And one thing I think you missed is communication. I think they need to know what your vision is and where you want to head. And if you tell them, I want to take us and I want to go here, you're going to get a lot more buy-in. If you're just going there on your own, and most people, they think, oh, I told them. Well, no, you really didn't. You told yourself, and you think you told them. Clear communication is key.
I agree. I was in Florida this past weekend at the ATI Super Conference, and there was so much talk there about culture and communication. So thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. And at any time, my friend, we'd love to have you back. In fact, we need to do one of the shop tours of one of your places here in the next maybe 2 or 3 months. We'll have you back to do that.
Awesome.
All the archived episodes, everyone, are sitting out there on remarkableresults.biz on the AW page, the Aftermarket Weekly page. And one of the reasons that you come here each and every week is to see what the heck we're doing. And boy, do we work hard bringing you all kinds of great new stuff. This week, today, actually, no, it was last Friday, interesting new tech from Chris Cloutier. If you ever wanted to hear, and Chris is an IT guy, he's a shop owner. We talked about 3D printing and a whole bunch of other really cool stuff. You also had a chance to listen to 10 things that require zero talent. That was at Town Hall Academy from 2 weeks ago. And that was a blast. That was an absolute blast. And of course, today, the Entrepreneurial Operating System Part 4, all about data, with Barry Barrett. Hey, I want to bring my friend Jonathan Ortiz on the show. Hello, my friend.
Hi, Carm.
Hey, good to see you.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. I thought we were going to do this tour without you. Good to have you here. Good to have you here.
Hi, Dwayne. Ready. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Jonathan. I was getting ready to talk for you. We were going to go through, and I was going to ooh and wow the whole way.
Oh man, that would have been interesting. I would love to see that.
Yeah, we have this thing video recorded, and I told Dwayne, I says, if Jonathan doesn't show up, we're just going to go ooh and ah. Hey, let's get ready to go. All righty. Hey, Foreign Affairs. Palm Beach, Florida, my friend. Take it away.
I appreciate it. Yeah, welcome to Foreign Affairs. Welcome to our shop. So this is a view of our front reception counter, where our customers are greeted, and then here to the left we have a little bit of a waiting lounge, some nice couches, some comfy couches. That red one is tricky because all the customers sit there, they fall asleep. So watch out for that red one. Those are our front doors. We have some nice plants there that seem to really thrive there. They love that sunlight that enters there. A little bit of a 360 degree view. And then here back to our front reception. So there are two advisors, Chris and Uranus. They have their own little workstations. When a customer comes up, enters the building, they'll greet them at the front counter. So they'll get up from their desk and greet them there at the front counter. This is our lounge. We are privileged to have this 1956 Gullwing under our care. We've had it for about a year now. We're mechanically restoring it. So while we wait for parts or wait for this and that, we store it right here in our customer lounge.
Explain to me, Jonathan, between the customer lounge and the waiting area, pretty much it's one big place, right?
It is. It used to be a restaurant. This building used to be a restaurant. We renovated it, about 20 years ago now. So we also used to sell cars. So when we sold cars, you can envision that this big space here where we had some cars in our showroom for sale. But now for the last 4 or 5 years, we've only focused in service. We've had to kind of redesign the space. So our customers will either sit at the coffee bar there. They'll either sit at the long table there in the center, connect to Wi-Fi, or if they did want to just kind of relax and sit at a couch, watch some TV, read a magazine, then they'll go in the smaller room.
I love the idea of being able to see into the shop too. That's great.
Yeah, we love that as well. I think the customers, while they wait for the cars, they'll stand in front of this door and kind of peek out into the shop. They'll see what's going on. Once we open this door, we're into the pump house. This is where all the magic happens. Let's see where we're going now. So it looks like we're going back into our front office. You'll see our advisor counters. technicians there are probably asking a question. These are our parts distribution tables. So every technician has a bin of 3 different levels. So as parts arrive, I'll show you as we move forward. To the left is our parts entry table. So when our parts delivery people arrive, they'll throw everything onto that table. This Caitlin. Caitlin is really camera shy.
I see that.
So she's very, very camera shy. She told me after the video, she's like, Jonathan, what did I tell you? You have to give me 24-hour notice if I'm going to be on video or a camera.
I've been given those words before too. No pictures.
Yeah. She's like, you got to give me 24-hour notice. But she's our parts manager. She does a really, really nice job of organizing everything for our technicians and managing incoming and outgoing parts.
You didn't let her alone.
I didn't. Oh no. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I gotta take it. I gotta give her our time." And also, I was using a gimbal, and I was trying to figure out how to use the gimbal, and that was also not cooperating with me. So it was like, I think it was laser focused on her. So this is our parts incoming distribution table. So as the delivery people arrive, they throw everything on that part on the table, and then Caitlin will do a very nice job of organizing all the parts into these bus tubs or these bins. They're labeled with the RO numbers, and then once all the parts have arrived for the job, she then puts it on the technician tables. This is our parts inventory. Just filters, basically wipers, oil filters, AC filters, engine air filters. Some miscellaneous stuff. But every year this is shrinking and shrinking as we rely more on our parts suppliers. She's running away. And here we have Uranus. Uranus loves the camera. So here she comes. I'm trying to get my gimbal to cooperate. Yeah, Uranus loves the camera. So Uranus is our service manager. And then we have Chris, one of our other advisors and assistant service managers.
And so you have 2 on the front counter, basically?
We do. We have 2 front counter, and we have a new hire starting Monday, a week from yesterday. So we're going to be 3 advisors on the front counter and 1 parts manager.
Got it.
There's our key tags.
Yeah. See, this proves though that if you just accept the camera, you're on for 5 seconds. If not, you're on for 5 minutes.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
How many bays?
That's our shop. We have 11 bays, 11 lifts, 11 bays. That's our production board. So we made that out of glass. It's a magnetic whiteboard glass. So it's also a nice discussion point. Customers will see that. They'll see all the cards on the board, and it looks really, really neat. This is Justin. Justin's our foreman. So he has one lift. He has 1 lift assigned to him, and he works out of this first bay. And then we have 5 additional techs that each are given 2 lifts to work from. Our shop specializes in European cars, so all we see is European cars. We serviced about 3,300 cars last year, and we crossed the $3 million mark revenue-wise, which was a new personal best, or a new company goal.
Good for you.
Or a new company record. All of our bays.
Do I see another room back there?
Yep, we're going that way now. So again, this used to be a restaurant. When we renovated it, we had to leave a certain percentage of the original floor plan. We couldn't touch it, or our county impact fees would have skyrocketed. So the room, all of our technicians are equipped with workstations. So all the boxes you'll see have computer stations. This was the original kitchen. You can see the original floor. That's the original restaurant kitchen material. Right now, we call it, how in our houses we have that one, everybody's got that kitchen drawer that's just full of crap. That's it's that one drawer that
we called them the junk drawer, right?
The junk drawer, exactly. No matter how many times we organize that room, it comes back to what it is. But we have some big plans for that room that I'll share with you in a bit. This is our break room. We have Juan there, one of our really talented technicians. He's taking a little power nap. I woke him up. This was right after lunchtime, so he was taking a little power nap. He's a monster of a producer, so he likes the little power naps midday. Refrigerator, toaster oven, microwave. Here's our goal sheets, our goal boards. So Justin, our foreman, will do a very nice job in drawing these out so that our entire team knows where we at. Every month, we have a labor production goal.
Are they goals by technician or service advisor for the whole company?
It's for the whole company. So for the month of April, our goal was 1,150 hours. So we post the individual technician goals so that we can see how we're tracking and what everybody's contribution is towards reaching that team goal. And here we are in the continued break room. This table, one of our porters actually made this for us, which is really neat. It's made on two Motul oil barrels, but he made the wood tabletop so that we can lay on top, and that's our lunch table.
Got it. And would you also do training on that?
We do
screen?
on the screen. That's right.
Okay.
We do training there. Most of the meetings though we'll do in the big lounge on that long table that you saw there. This is more of a view of the shop. Back in that kitchen room, either next month or the month after, we should have our permits back from the county. We're going to be blowing a hole through the wall and adding an overhead door, and we're going to be adding an alignment bay. So that's in the works to make room for or to make that space more productive. So hopefully in the next month or two, we should have that done.
Well, good for you. Now, you don't have an alignment bay now?
We do not. No, we've for the last several years we've been subletting out all of our alignments.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is going to be a big bin for us. I mean, most importantly, just keeping our own customers' destiny in our own hands.
Yep.
Keeping our own control of our own customers' experience. So not having to rely on anybody else.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Corey. Corey is one of our master techs.
Can I assume business is good?
Business is great. Yeah, business is fantastic.
Good for you. And you're in Florida, so COVID doesn't exist in Florida. Am I right?
It does, but we were very fortunate. I mean, we're in a very, I guess, a business pro state. Restrictions were very limited, so we were able to always maintain open. Both as a I forgot the term that we were given as a business that was necessity. An
essential business.
An essential business, yeah.
And I said that tongue in cheek. Everyone knows that. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, so we were able to remain open the entire time, and work through 2020.
Good for you. Wow, nice bathroom. Nice bathroom. Is that the customer facility?
That's the customer bathroom. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And again, Jonathan, family business, right?
It is. My mom and dad started the shop in 1982, so this is our 39th year in operation. Mom and dad still are an integral part of the company. They still come to work every day. My dad's he loves to be the first guy here in the morning, last guy out in the evening. I mean, he loves being here, and so does my mom.
How cool. Hey, thank you so much. I don't know, Dwayne, look pretty cool, huh?
It does. The only thing I was looking for, I didn't see, you said former restaurant. My guys would die for a griddle. We got some Blackstones and all, and I'm like, he's going to go around, there's going to be a big culinary kitchen in there. And I'm like, that would be awesome.
We have the barbecue grill. The barbecue grill's in that junk drawer. It's sitting in that room.
All right. I bought a griddle. It's on the deck, and I did my first cook 2 weekends ago, but I was away last weekend. And I'm cooking again Friday on my griddle. Hey, you're right about that. Food is the gateway to the soul. Hey, thanks for being here. I forgot to show you guys the trivia question earlier, so I'm going to show you it right now and give you the answer. What car sold more than 1 million units in 1965, setting a record that still stands today? Are you ready for the answer? The Chevrolet Impala. Look at that vehicle. I mean, I was a kid. And I remember seeing that car everywhere. Oh my God. Does that surprise you, Dwayne, Jonathan?
It was a very popular car in it, or car shows. There's one here that was a 65 that was just beautiful. I mean, you're afraid to touch it. It was so beautiful.
That was the quintessential family car, that Impala, wasn't it?
That's a long-standing record.
Yeah, it is. It
definitely.
Sure is.
Big car.
I've had so much fun today. Jonathan, it's great to see your place. I know you've
Thank
been
you.
on the show before. You've been a great contributor. And oh, nice. Palm Beach. I mean, you're really catering to the clientele. No doubt. No doubt. And hey, next week we're going out to Grimes, Iowa. We're going to visit with Clint Dudley from Shade Tree Auto. He's going to be my guest host. And we're going to go to Sandy, Utah to Pete McNeil's place, McNeil's Auto Care. And I'm excited about that. So thank you all for being here. Dwayne Myers, Dynamic Automotive, Frederick, Maryland, and Jonathan Ortiz, Foreign Affairs in Palm Beach, Florida. I had a blast. If you'd ever like to have your shop tour these just give us a shop tour, Carm at remarkableresults.biz. That would be just great. So I'm gonna say bye until tomorrow. Carmcast at noon. We're gonna talk about processes and systems and lean. I'll see you on the radio.